When people go out to do kiruv with teenagers, with older people, they're dealing with somebody who already has an identity, and they're telling that person, drop your old identity and start a new identity. The magic of talking to kids when they're young with a release time program is you're giving the kids an identity. When you're telling a kid, I'm a Jew and I'm proud, and it's without a doubt that for whatever it's what I'll be, it's not those guys over there. It's not the people in the kosher pizza store. This is just as much me as it is them. It sets in part of your identity. My name is Chaim Goldberg. I work for the Orthodox Union, the OU Kosher Division. I'm responsible for most of the OU's fish companies, some potato companies, some companies in other divisions. I was a release time student from 1983 when I was in first grade until 1989 when I was in sixth grade. Growing up, my family didn't have a whole lot of affiliation. There was no Yom Kippur, there was no Passover, Seder, or anything like that. We had a plug-in menorah for Hanukkah in the window. That was about it. And then one day, my parents got a brochure to sign up for release time. Wednesday afternoon, we would all get an announcement. We would go downstairs, we would gather together, and we would go around the corner. And there was a small shul. I remember learning Kriya Shema, and I remember putting on tzitzis. When you teach somebody that his first interaction with what he sees as a rabbi, it might be the first Orthodox Jew he's ever spoken to in his life, that's going to sit with him forever. That's going to remind him of the good old days when that old rabbi, when that fellow was running my release time program, and he was a kind fellow. I was a little kid when I was in release time. I was 12 years old. I graduated sixth grade. The fellow who used to run it used to reach out every so often. I have a very good memory. When I was 14, he called up my house and he wanted to invite me to Shabbaton, and he planned a ridiculously nice trip. It was like a whirlwind of different things, fun activities to do, and there was Shabbos in the middle. And I went to that, and it was the first time I ever saw Shabbos, 14 years old. I still remember coming home and telling my mother that the chicken that I had Friday night, I never had chicken like that, and I love chicken. Chicken was my favorite food. I'm telling her, Ma, you don't understand. The chicken is different from people, because I asked Rabbi Shmuel why the chicken tasted so good, and he said, you tasted Shabbos. Of course it doesn't taste the same as regular chicken, because this is Shabbos chicken. And I remember coming home and saying, Ma, we have to get Shabbos chicken, because they know how to make chicken. The chicken was unbelievable. I was like, nah, what are you talking? It's roasted chicken. I can make roasted chicken also. No, Ma, you don't understand. I asked. They told me the reason it tastes like that is because it tastes like Shabbos. There's a taste of Shabbos on it, Ma. It's not the same. For a kid to decide that he's going to leave his family when he's not self-sufficient, that's not a reasonable thing to ask for someone. But to give him the feeling that it's waiting for you, it's for you, it belongs to you, and you're part of that, that's something that sits in his head. And when the opportunity comes up later in life, it gets woken up. If I didn't have somebody who wanted to make that investment, then where would I be? You don't become rich by investing in a Fortune 500 company once it's already a successful venture. People who get rich are the people who are there at the startups phase. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with young Jewish neshamas that are holding by the startup phase. And if you're not there, putting in that effort, doing that investment, loving and caring for every Yiddish neshama, there's no hope. There's no chance. The next opportunity they have may be too difficult for them to be makabel the idea that connecting to Orthodox Jewry is a thing for me. Why do we still need a program like this today? Because there are still Jewish kids in public school today. Are you ready to look at the next Chaim Goldberg, look him in the eye when he's sitting there in first grade and say to him, we don't really need you? Is that a Jewish thing to think? We need every neshama. Everyone needs to be on board. And there's only one way you're going to get a public school kid, and that's if somebody takes the time, takes the energy, and makes the investment to go after the neshamas wherever they are, where nobody's caring about their Judaism. Somebody's got to go in there and get them into the trenches, come home with many times nothing, but the feeling that at least I tried, at least I went in there, and maybe I made an effect. That can't be replaced. That can't be done later on in life. Those are Yiddish neshamas that somebody has to go into the public schools and go get them as soon as possible. And this is release time.